All right, welcome everybody to the Crow of Judgment Easter stream. We have origami and we have toy bounty hunters here. Please say hello and what you are thankful for this Easter, because I think Easter is a time of saying thanks. Maybe I might be confused on my religion holidays.
What's up? You're not supposed to be thankful on Easter. You're just supposed to celebrate if you believe in stuff like that, like on Easter. So just be thankful, like you're here today. How about that?
Wait, are you supposed to be thankful or not?
Just do what you want. Follow your heart.
Oh. Is Easter about following your heart? John, could you let us know?
I mean, those of the Christian persuasion obviously is it's a day of the resurrection.
If you watch, yeah.
So that's what they celebrate.
So like playing Monster Reborn?
No, if you watch The Prince of Egypt, the animated movie, you will know what I'm talking about. So
there you go. Yeah, that's part of it. No, not really, but close enough.
I'm so confused here. I could have sworn Easter was about saying thanks and what you're thankful for, and then eating turkey with your family.
It's eating hard-boiled eggs with your family.
Hard-boiled eggs that are painted for whatever reason. So anyway,
yeah,
that sounds
with
terrible.
non-toxic paint.
That's
non-toxic.
That sounds awful. Why are you eating hard-boiled eggs? Why wouldn't you have like a nice turkey dinner with your family? Talk about why you're thankful for certain things. That sounds like what we should be doing on Easter. I don't know.
Just gotta be thankful for the eggs.
Well, I mean, I'm Crow, and maybe I want you to leave the crow eggs alone.
It's Easter, by the way. Yeah, so we got it. Let's go on, right?
I don't know if I can move on from this. My view of the world is damaged and destroyed forever.
Oh no, it's not good. We gotta fix that. Do you think? Okay, since I was talking about it, do you think there is an Easter bunny for each religion?
I mean,
Toy bounty hunters shot me down. No.
Well,
no
how many different religions celebrate? How many different religions celebrate Easter?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
Well, I think maybe what you should have said is, do you think that there's a different Easter bunny for every different nation that celebrates Easter?
Well, I'm open to corrections. So do you think there's a different whatever you just said to your question?
Yes, I think in America we celebrate the Easter Crow. On this channel specifically, we celebrate the Easter Crow. And instead of getting painted eggs, you get corny jokes.
That's disgusting. Could you imagine an Easter crow? Oh my god. That's horrid.
Instead of
he has painted wings, and it's disgusting. He lays eggs. He lays the eggs. He hides fresh out of his ass. Like, even though he can't.
Dude, the graphic that you were putting in people's head right now, it is going to make them never want to watch this channel. Who's
in here? Like 2 people? Okay, there's 8.
Fuck you! Okay. Sakura Shimabukuro. Oh, I think I said that right. Guys. Crow, I think you are confusing Thanksgiving with Easter. I'm not confusing Thanksgiving with Easter. These fools and all of America, and in fact the entire world, is confusing Easter with Thanksgiving. Yeah. They are not celebrating the tradition of being thankful and eating a stuffed turkey and mashed potatoes and yams and the canned cranberry jelly stuff. It's terrible, but also good at the same time. It's weird.
Where are you getting at anything? Like,
no, I wasn't. I was just. I really want a Thanksgiving dinner right now. I guess that's where I'm at.
There is a certain person in this thumbnail that I made that I tried to make their cabeza look like an Easter egg, but I got too tired and I didn't want to do it.
I think you did a great job. I just think that you should have painted the forehead.
Or you could have put just put the head in a basket or something.
I was
that, and like with the fake little like plastic grass that they used to do in elementary school. Put the eggs in, put that in the basket. Yeah, the fake hay. That's
Yeah,
yeah.
see, Aura, it's not just me who criticizes your thumbnails.
I don't care. You know, I was up late.
Hey, it was
and
great.
I'm not feeling it. I'm not
You
feeling
did
that
good.
great anyway. So.
You did good. You did good. You're off today, right?
Oh yeah.
He works full time for this channel. Full time. He has no days off.
So.
But aside from that, you know, you're good. You're good today, though, right?
My work is officially now closed on Sundays until further notice. So.
There you go. Boom.
Which just means more time to work on the channel. Perfect. I love it.
Let's get into it.
I am instituting a pay raise. You now get, instead of 0.01% of the Patreon money, you get 0.015% of the Patreon money, which is a massive increase, a 50% pay increase.
Do you know 0.01% is what Mark Zuckerberg scandaled, what is it, Andrew Garfield into getting into the movie? You know, he's like, he came back.
Guys, okay, so we should probably actually talk what we're supposed to be talking about, because we're piggybacking off this whole weird idea of Easter for the stream. This stream has nothing to do with Easter, nothing to do with eggs, nothing to do with turkeys, even though turkey dinner would be awesome. It has everything to do with the strike of Forehead Chan and the return of Hope as she suffers an incredible downfall from the roof, where she fell down. She broke her head, and all the King's Men couldn't put it back together again.
Yeah.
Humpty.
I guess that's a good metaphorical way of putting it.
I was going to put a Humpty Dumpty joke into here, 100%. There's no way around that. Who is screwing with their mic? Aura, stop.
That's me. Sorry.
Oh, Aura, make him stop.
Why did you just assume it was me, you stupid bird?
Because John is a special guest. I can't tell him what to do, but I can tell you to tell him what to do.
Okay. Well, get into it, sir.
Okay, so guys, are you familiar with what has been happening in the past couple days before I recant it for the chat?
You're talking to me. I thought you were talking to the chat. SuzyLu, the SuzyLu stuff. Yeah, of course. I'm the one that's been sending you info on SuzyLu.
Okay, so look, here's what's been going on with SuzyLu. She has had a massive backpedaling going on. So she had this long thread, which I would love to have access to, but I am officially blocked. And I refuse to use the Pornhub tab during a stream. That's not going to happen. But she went on this little tirade in which she said, I am not false flagging. I'm not using copyright strikes. I'm reporting channels I don't like. And if Team YouTube decides that the channels that I am reporting break community guidelines, that is their fault. And so somebody had commented to her, and we did the video on the channel about this. She was going to use her partner manager to get them to manually review all of her reports. So what happened? 2 videos from Tipster News got taken down. Then we had a video get taken down from John Swan, who, cleverly enough, he made an edited version of the same video where he edited out all the forehead jokes.
No.
That is some preparedness that most people would not do. So then I saw after this whole thing happened, right? After she basically admits this stuff, her boyfriend Stejo, he clears out his Twitter feed, right? He nukes his entire Twitter.
Yeah. Yeah. Then they both scrubbed their Twitter timelines, didn't they?
Yes. So Stejo did it first, though. He did it the moment the tweet came out about her saying that she had a partner manager, when people were like, there's no way YouTube will manually review all your complaints. Then Stejo went through and nuked his entire Twitter. Then she continued to argue back and forth with people. She was blocking news channels. I think I already said this. She had blocked Keemstar preemptively. Which, when you think about it, maybe there is some functioning brain cells behind that massive forehead. But so she preemptively blocks these people. Then she goes off this little tirade. People are pulling everything she's saying. They're contacting all the commentary channels on Twitter, letting them know what's going on, right? Which is brilliant. I mean, 100% brilliant. And they're contacting Viz Media, right? They're contacting Toei Animation, and they're emailing them directly and saying, "Hey, this chick is stealing your content," and uploading it onto her channel as quote unquote reaction videos. And Toei copyright struck their own channel, so there's no way they're gonna let this girl go.
Forgot about that.
Yep. They're not going to allow anybody to take their stuff, not even themselves.
Not even themselves. You can't get away from us. We won't let you. We'll stop you at all costs, even if you're us.
It's
Anyway.
it's like a dog chasing its own tail, but it actually caught its own tail.
It's like the Terminator going back, running from another Terminator to kill the Terminator. You dig?
Yeah,
Yes.
pretty much.
So here's the thing, right? People have been contacting Viz. In fact, even on the video that I did on SuzyLu, someone left a comment stating that they had reached out to Viz, and Viz said that they were forwarding it over to their legal team. Well, a bunch of this stuff started being said on Twitter. I'm contacting Viz, I'm contacting Toei. I emailed them. I've given them links to her website. Oh boy, that I still can't believe she made an entire website dedicated to stealing anime. So after that happens, she goes ahead and takes everything on her Twitter. She nukes it all, gets rid of it. She disables all comments on her channel. She disables all likes, dislikes on her channel. So she is on full-on lockdown. But I noticed this today. She uploaded 18 hours ago. Here. I'm gonna share my screen because I want you to see a couple things that I think you find really funny. And I got some tweets just saying SuzyLu's name. We're gonna read through this list because it's funny, guys. It is. But look at this. She hasn't stopped. In the face of all of this, she is blocking all comments. She's making sure that you can't see anything going on. And she's still uploading videos of her stealing anime, which is brilliant. I mean, no, it really is. It's brilliant. Look at this. This is Demon Slayer. And you know what I realized? Because, I ain't watching this. I ain't watching this girl's content. I'm not going to waste my fucking time. I'm not going to do it.
Sure.
I got better things
not.
to do.
You rather pay for Crunchyroll than just watch SuzyLu and her anime content?
I would rather pay 3 fucking Crunchyroll subscriptions than have to look at that massive glaring forehead while watching anime. Yeah. But then I noticed something. I noticed something. All of these animes that she is uploading, she's uploading them in English. Ah, gosh. This girl is a dubber. And I find that entire fandom in anime filthy degenerates who are ruining the great spirit that is Japanese animation with their terrible dubs. Oh gosh. Yeah, shots fired. I don't care.
She doesn't even have Hakusho available, so I don't care.
Actually, I just went online just to see what's because I know she had nuked her social media as well, but apparently she's retweeted 3 retweets, and it's one about the Resident Evil 4 remake, and the other 2 are the Team YouTube tweets that had to do with Team YouTube responding to John Swan's.
So actually, I'm gonna pull that up because it's not just on her channel or on her Twitter. Steejo retweeted the exact same thing.
Steejo blocked me too. I can't see.
No, Steejo doesn't have me blocked. SuzyLu's got me blocked, but not Steejo.
They both. I'm blocked by both. So.
Well, you are a bad origami, and we already know this, sir.
I'm blocked by Bunty King. What the hell? I can't see nobody.
Well, it's funny because it's just like they've both retweeted the same thing, and like that's somehow going to justify everything that they're doing. You know what I mean? Or just or it's like, oh, just to remind everybody, look at what Team YouTube said, and it's just like, so.
Well, here's the thing. So they responded to John Swan, and John Swan did not tag Team YouTube. So I'm going to read their response right now. Here it is. SuzyLu strikes again. War starts now. So he didn't tag Team YouTube in this tweet. That is the crazy thing. You know how hard it is to get Team YouTube to respond when there's videos being uploaded of sickos torturing cats? They won't do it. You have to like pull that crap of saying, at Team YouTube, there's a problem with my YouTube Red account, right? Like some bullshit like that. They went out of their way to go ahead.
Specifically,
yeah, that's the crazy thing. That is the insane thing about this. Okay, we apply our... Okay, I was just going to read this because I'm still blown away by that. I really am. Okay. We apply our policies consistently. Bullshit. Regardless of who flags content. Bullshit. Your video was flagged by many users before being removed. Actually, that one might not be bullshit because SuzyLu flagged it, but SuzyLu has a lot of I don't know a good term for this. You know, I don't want to use simp only because it's so fucking overused at this point that we need a new word to describe these people. But there are a lot of very desperate quote unquote men, boys, quote unquote, who spend a lot of time working their left hands, and I would
simp cucks.
Simp cucks might be a good work. Good work. That actually might work. Simp cucks. Okay, so there are a lot of simp cucks out there who get a lot of work out with their left hand, and they will flag anything to do with SuzyLu. Like John, you were doing a stream on your channel in which she wasn't even the primary focus of the stream. She just came up as part of it, right? Because you were doing a couple different topics.
Yeah, well, the thing is also is I didn't say anything derogatory about her. I just, just kind of went over the situation and why it's kind of the why it's not a good idea for her to, to choose that hill to die on. You know what I mean? And the thing is, it's true. Look, at least as long as I've been on YouTube, it is kind of an unspoken rule that you don't flag other creators. I mean, the only time that you should ever use the flagging system is if there's like some kind of illegal, activity in play. You know what I mean? That this person is, threatening you or somebody, any kind of harm. That's a little bit different, obviously. But in her case, where it's just like she just doesn't like what people are saying about her, it's just like that's the worst possible reason that you're gonna have to flag somebody. I mean, people
make fun of other people's appearances all the time. Like,
exactly,
it's called being an adult and getting the fuck over it. But this is the thing that I love about the response, right? So the team reviewed your appeal and confirmed that your video did violate our harassment policies. Yeah, sure, why not? And then they link to their harassment policies, and they go, we appreciate that you re-uploaded an edited copy of the video that complies with our policies and does not include repeated attacks based on someone else's appearance. Massive forehead. With the circumference of Africa. I don't know how else to describe it.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I mean, it does say that it does say that in their terms of service. But the thing is, again, it's, what like Tipster and stuff, like Tipster, I think maybe glossed over stuff like that before. Nothing that I think that Tipster did was really that bad. I haven't seen John Swan's video. I don't, so I can't reference any of that. But at least, in terms of what happened to Tipster, I mean, he might have, echoed some of those sentiments, but at the same time, I don't think he went full out, just at least not that I saw, unless there's a video that I'd missed. He didn't go full out insulting her or saying anything really derogatory, all that derogatory. You know what I mean?
He called her the female term for a female dog quite a few times.
I mean,
but yeah, I mean that's the thing. I think simcucks is probably also a derogatory term, but it's funny. And the thing is, like, how are you going to target like certain channels for saying that sort of thing when you got like literally clips from Family Guy and South Park all over your platform, right?
well, it's not just that. I mean, when they talk about those rules, right? Does that apply to all these night show hosts that are constantly, you know, saying the making fun of the president, right? Or anybody else, that they don't agree with or don't like, right?
Of course not. Of course not.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. Like, how dare you even ask that question, sir? How dare you?
Yeah, I mean, but you think, yeah, exactly. If there was consistency with that, it's just like, and it's on. If it's not allowed on the platform, then it should not be allowed on the platform. Even with these bigger companies, I mean, if you're trying to be consistent, but yeah, exactly. Who cares about that?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. So the final sentence here. We also looked into your concerns regarding copyright abuse and did not find any evidence of that. This girl has been thrown off of YouTube for copyright. Like, they banned her account at one point for doing it. And now she's back doing the exact same thing that they previously banned her channel for. Which I think is just great. It is. Because I guarantee you right now, if I put in 5 fucking seconds of the Dragon Ball Chala Heshala, they will fucking flag my channel for copyright.
Yeah.
I mean, I have an upload of Naruto, and I got a strike because I re-uploaded BP's parody.
Oh, right. I remember that.
A bunch of Naruto stuff in it. And they love, I don't know, that Naruto shit. Like, they love to strike that.
Well, she did. I think she, like, finished an entire filler arc of Naruto, which I gotta give her credit. She doesn't just steal the good parts of an anime. She also steals the shitty parts, like the Naruto filler.
Okay, that's fair enough.
She's in it for the long haul.
Big time, like, come on. Like, if you're gonna steal anime, it's like you said, why doesn't she have Yu Yu Hakusho on there? No, she's doing fucking Naruto filler. So on top of being a fucking anime thief, she's a terrible anime thief!
No, yeah. She has no taste. I don't
No
know.
taste.
I want to see her do every anime. I want to see her review Lupin the Third. I want, stuff that, like...
the original Lupin the Third. Not the new one. The original.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Cowboy Bebop. I don't know.
I don't want her to ruin Cowboy Bebop.
Don't ruin Cowboy Bebop. It's off the table.
It is.
I don't know. You guys know anything cringe? Blue Gender, like the one about insects.
Oh gosh, I remember Blue Gender. Oh, pumpkin scissors. What?
No.
I don't know if I don't think I'm familiar with that one. So.
Pumpkin scissors sounds like a serial killer. That's why.
It's not. Oh, what about Desert Punk?
Desert Punk is. I thought Desert Punk was legit. It never ended. You had to read the manga to figure out what was going on.
That's true. I don't want to talk about any other anime that would be awesome because this girl will ruin it. She'll ruin it with her massive forehead being on screen at the exact same time. Like, why not just pay for a freaking Crunchyroll subscription? I don't like Crunchyroll as a company. They used to sail the 7 seas. I used to be aboard that ship with them. And then they went corporate.
Yeah. Sell out.
So like,
well,
so the thing is, they give this tweet, at John Swan, and it's totally a CYA tweet, cover your ass, right? And I'm like, why? Why did you do that? Why'd you step out of your way to cover this? And the ratio that they are getting is awesome. Like, 72 likes to 493 comments. It's like, that's insane. Like, what are you doing? So, I love this. In other words, you got caught lying again. That was the same video except the start. I have the original video downloaded. Now I cut 4 minutes from it. You are a joke of a platform. SuzyLu uploads full-length animes without changing the content in any significant way. YouTube, we also looked into your concerns regarding copyright abuse and did not find any evidence of that.
Yeah. They're not doing their due diligence.
No, they're not. So here's the thing, right? Who remembers Tonkasaw? Who remembers?
Huh.
Yeah.
I remember Takasaw.
I just remember that that guy, the legend of the internet tough guy. Yes.
Okay, so here's the thing. Takasaw is still around, right? Takasaw, for those of you who don't know, actually John Swan puts the tweet out because he's the one who clipped this video from his stream. Takasaw used to have, like, the largest drama channel on the platform by far. He was Drama Alert before there was Drama Alert, except more entertaining, some would say. But now, Takasaw destroyed his entire career when he challenged somebody to a fight and then he totally dicked out of the fight.
It's not just that; it's a little more to it. It was a contracted fight, and he didn't show up, so he breached contract. He basically screwed everybody over, so
Wow.
he could be in bigger trouble.
I mean, just take the punch to the face. Take the punch to the face.
The exposure would have just been good for him, regardless whether he won or lost. But
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
We give a chance. You put your money where your mouth is too. It's just like, all the stuff, because that's the thing. It's just like, yeah, he probably would have been clowned even if he had lost, but at least there would have been a degree of at least respect there for him.
I mean, like,
taking the fight. You know what I mean?
right? It's a contracted fight. You show up, you get your ass beat. At least we could say, well, you didn't run away, but you ran away. Okay,
that's what I'm saying.
So
I mean, at worst, his egg on his face if he had lost or whatever. But at the same time, at least there wouldn't have been a question to whether or not the guy. There wouldn't have been a question as to whether or not the guy was afraid. It's just like, well, he obviously wasn't afraid. He stepped up. You know what I mean? And at least even though he looks like a clown, he doesn't look as big of a clown because at least he had the balls to still do it. You know what I mean? There's at least some degree of respect he would have had from people just for going through with it.
Yeah.
But
no, yeah, at least.
But he didn't do that.
Yeah.
So the thing is, right? Before we go into this, I'm gonna read this tweet from John Swan. We're gonna talk really quick, then we'll play the video. But meet Takasaw. He used to have one of the biggest drama shows on YouTube. Now he streams to an audience of 90. He is a moron. Tell us how you really feel. His show became quite a fan of Steejo, Susie's cuck, cuck simp cuck, and Steejo watches the stream quite regularly. He was watching when all this went down last night. So, I gotta ask you guys really quick. Do you think, in light of seeing his channel just get demolished, right? Losing all of the revenue that he would have made had he have just not been such a bitch, do you think he regrets not going to that fight and just taking the ass beating that he deserved?
I mean, I think he just would have been better off going to the fight generally. Whatever, I don't know.
Yeah, whether or not he regrets it, hard to know. Because the thing is, given, because I don't know much about the situation, but I do know a little bit, given the fact that he didn't stop talking after the fact, probably not. I mean, I don't know if he's even thought about that. Maybe he has. Maybe he's had time to reflect on the fact that, maybe I should have just taken the fight, or I should have just gone even if I would have lost, whatever, at least. But I don't know. Given his actions after that, probably not. I would guess probably not. I don't think it's actually sunk in yet. Or maybe it has. I mean, but at least not. It didn't immediately after. For sure it didn't immediately after, because, he was still trying to justify why he didn't. It's by providing no real evidence for it outside of oh no, this, that, or the other, and all the other people that were involved in it were like no, we have the receipts. I mean, I think even the promoter had come out and said, no, he's lying.
Yeah.
So it's just like it, and I think showed the receipts, didn't he? Didn't he show the actual fight contract or something?
No, I believe he did, and Tonka just kind of started making excuses. He's like, I didn't file the paperwork correctly. I didn't get my blood test done. He, just a bunch of basic shit that he should have known to do since he claimed to be a professional.
Yeah.
and he kind of just like bailed out instead of just bailing out ahead of time. He kind of just bided his time and kind of used excuses to worm his way out of it. Something of the sort, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah.
Okay, so
and that's the thing, and despite whatever, I mean, at the end of the day, that's the biggest issue, is that he just didn't show up. You know what I mean? And I know that they have videos of that. You know what I mean? Of what's the kid he was going to fight?
Andy Worski.
Yeah, him. They had videos of Andy, I guess, showing up over to the place and everything, and he, Taco wasn't there. And it's just like, oh, well. I mean,
did you
go.
see how they brought him out because they were making fun of Tonka because like supposedly he broke his back, so that he's like in a wheelchair all the time, but he just wouldn't admit it. So they wheeled Andy Worski out in a wheelchair to the octagon.
Oh man.
Wow. Yeah,
Okay.
I do remember that.
Okay, so the Tonka Saw stuff is totally kind of off topic. The thing is, he's still got fans, and apparently Steejo is a fan of Tonka Saw's stream. So during the stream, Tonka Saw heard something in John Swan's video and decided, oh man, that sounds stupid, and he decided he was going to rip on it while John Swan was in the channel. And here, I'm gonna play it, right? And the thing is, the quote that he is using is actually a quote that John Swan got from someone else.
Can you link the video?
You require respect. I need to respect your opinion.
I think he just wants us to watch his stream.
John Swan said, for you to give...
Yeah, if you guys aren't watching my stream, like, I need to fluff up my viewership. Watch, you're gonna see 2 more viewers in the chat here, in the channel here in a second, guys.
Let me send you the link to the stream, John.
He should have it. I tagged him in it earlier. God damn it, Sean. Well, you guys do that. Let me just say this right now. I have been checking my analytics, and I know that there are very many people that watch this channel and are not subscribed. So if you're watching right now, please, what do I have to do to get you to hit that subscribe button? Like, literally, what do I have to do? Do I have to do a handstand? I can't do a handstand. What I can do is one singular push-up. Just one, no more than one. But I will give you one singular push-up and 2 jumping jacks if you subscribe right now. The best you're gonna get from me. All right,
I want video footage of all that shit. You better do it live or don't do it at all. Don't be a Tonka.
Watch you see me do a push-up and I'm like barely get off the ground and just collapse.
One. Like
okay.
I said.
Oh man, okay.
Give criticism. You require respect. Wow, that's dumb. You can give criticism if you can't even fucking speak proper English. You can give criticism if you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Criticism is not something that you can only give if you, I don't know, if people like you or whatever. Fuck that. That's not how criticism works.
If you're a random little fuck on the internet who's never shown any interest in my channel and absolutely anything that I've done before, I don't respect you, and therefore your criticism is fucking nonsense.
That's fucking stupid. That's clout chasing. Like, there's the issue. You can only give criticism if you have respect. That's dumb. You can criticize whatever the fuck you want. What the fuck is wrong with you? If Steejo said that. Oh, well, if Steejo said that, then Steejo's wrong. Whoever said that, you're wrong. You can give criticism if you want. But you know that what you did isn't criticism, John Swan. You're fucking measuring a girl's face. You're a fucking idiot.
So, Tonka Saw tried to drag John Swan over something that he said, which is actually him quoting Steejo. And fucking Tonka Saw's out there calling it clout chasing and saying he's a stupid idiot. All this other crap, right? And he's literally quoting Steejo. Oh boy. That is the That is the funniest shit ever, right? So Takasa is there trashing Steejo unintentionally, and after being told, "Oh, Steejo said that," if Steejo said that, he's stupid too. But your video is just criticizing her forehead. I'm like, bro, bro, come on. Oh man, that is funny. That is so funny. So,
well, I mean, it's just another. I mean, it's just another cell phone moment. You know what I mean?
There are a lot of those. There are an increasing number of those going on for these lovely individuals.
Yeah.
But no, I mean that's the thing, right? So they do this stuff. They don't understand that, you know, people pay attention, right? Hankasad's not paying attention, right? SuzyLu's not paying attention. Steejo's not paying attention. They're just talking out their ass. You know, Steejo, the only credit I can give Steejo here is that he kind of shut up pretty quick and nuked his Twitter. He still kind of commented, and now he's just nuked his Twitter entirely, right? SuzyLu openly states to everybody that she is going to report any channel that uploads content she doesn't like, right? When called out and said there's no way you can get YouTube to manually review all these complaints, she fucking tells everyone she's got a partner manager, right? So implying that that's what she can use.
And she started flexing.
Yeah, yeah. And then you got fucking Tankasa over here, who has no context to anything going on. He just he loves to jump onto the wrong side of things and starts trying to drag John Swan over something Steejo said, which was objectively stupid, and I could totally understand why you would try to drag John Swan over it if you really did think that's what John Swan had said.
Yeah.
Now,
Well.
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead. It was just like some stupid bashing. It doesn't really need to happen. Go ahead.
No, this whole stream is stupid bashing. It is Easter Sunday, and we are going to do everything in our power to not handle it well.
Catching up with chat. To Tanya, Kayla, thanks for your support. Thanks for everybody who's in here. What is it? Parrothead actually said get Doomcock on. I don't know if you want to do that, Crow. Are you interested?
Oh, I would love Doomcock on.
Yeah, we should try that sometime. But we are running out of time, and we need to get past SuzyLu because we got other stuff.
No, real quick, because you are correct. This is SuzyLu's channel. Now, I'm gonna do my best to not earn a copyright claim from Forehead Chan here, but I wanted you to notice, because I looked through this here really quick because I was like, let's see. That is a massive forehead, and that is the perfect face for this, actually. As you can see, likes and dislikes disabled, comments are turned off. She doesn't want anybody commenting at her, saying anything to her. And if you go through her videos, they're all like this now. So this girl who was openly bragging, flexing as you said, John, has turned around and is bunkered down. She's still going to upload content. She's not going to let anyone talk to her or poison the well of her Simcuck fan base, which I give her credit, because I was sitting there calling this girl a fucking idiot, right? Because she acted like a fucking idiot, right? But she had some common sense after a week of being dragged all over social media and realizing that, you know what, I can't actually block all of Twitter. Oh boy. Now, you guys have any final words on SuzyLu here? Lovely SuzyLu, Forehead Chan herself.
I don't even know what to say. Like, good luck with everything, SuzyLu. Like, I don't know how that's gonna play out with everything with that website full of stolen goods and content, but good luck to you, whatever you're trying to do.
Well, all I would say is you reap what you sow. I mean, it's the thing about being on YouTube. Like, I think Tipster said in his video, there's a sense of community here. There's some degree of truth to the things he said in one of the videos where he covered it, saying that, you know, this is a community that kind of polices itself. That's true to a degree, but also it's just if you've been around it long enough, there's always going to be people that don't get along and they clash on certain things for whatever reasons. It's just the nature of being a content creator online. But the thing is there's some degree of decorum that YouTubers follow, you know what I mean? And she doesn't seem to care about any of it, which is fine. There's nothing saying that you have to, you know what I mean? But it's usually just a good idea to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So she doesn't want to do any of that. That's fine. But again, that's if that's the bet she wants to make, she's got to lie in it. So
how insane do you think it is to like quadruple down and then say you're so not wrong that you're going to start up a website for the stuff that like got your channel taken down in the first place?
Yeah, that you're doing wrong. Yeah.
Like, well, I mean, here's the thing. This got her channel taken down already, right? So she opened up the website, and now she's back to uploading this stuff onto her channel. So that's the thing for me. But the final thing I have to say to SuzyLu is very simple. You can run from the drama channels, you can run from the commentary channels, you can run from the news channels, but your ass is never going to escape the all-seeing gaze of Toei Animation. They will find you, and they will take you for everything that you have earned off of their name. You stupid idiot.
Yep. They'll take you down with them.
I know! Yeah. You're talking about the only people to copyright strike their own channel.
That's what I'm saying. They will go kamikaze.
Full course kamikaze.
Now, what if Toei starts stealing her? They start stealing her content and re-uploading it, and then they strike themselves along with her.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly. I can see them doing it.
John, Common Writer 64 says hello.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Take it away, bro.
All right, so the next one up we have now. This woman is nothing like Forehead Chan. Everybody somewhat knows who she is. I would hope so. Ronda Rousey. Now, I am not the biggest pro wrestling fan in the world. I fully admit that. But this shit is fucking great. Ronda Rousey says she won't return to WWE full time, and she blames ungrateful fans. Isn't it lovely if you're a fan of someone and they turn around and say, "It's your fault I won't perform, for you are ungrateful, sir, or madame." And I think she even said, "Fuck these ungrateful fans" or something, right?
She said, she said they're effing ungrateful, and she said, "F these dudes." You know what I mean?
That's nice.
Now she did, to be fair, she did also say that, after being in it for about a year, that she realized that it's not really, she's not really suited for it, which is, that's fine. Good that she figures it out now.
Yeah.
When it's early, before she suffers any real long-term damage to her body, because according to the articles and stuff, and she said it on because I watched some of the podcasts where she said it on with Steve-O, and she had mentioned that she had gone in already injured, but but that's the thing though, she still made the decision to do it.
I mean, that's her. That is not the fans telling you to do that. That's not the fans being ungrateful because you did that. You made the decision to do this, presumably because you wanted money, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, or to do something, to be active in something. And the thing is, she claims to be a longtime wrestling fan. I mean, if you're a longtime wrestling fan, you kind of know that already about the professional wrestling business. That's not a secret. That's not like some kind of industry secret that they try to hide. That wrestlers don't have an off season, and that they pretty much a majority of the time, a good majority of the time, there's several of them that have injuries that they're wrestling with. That's part of that industry.
Yeah.
Well, so the thing is, I think she also turned around and said, wrestling is fucking fake or something like that too. Which
and she said that on more than one occasion. Even while she was actively wrestling, she did that on social media.
I don't think wrestling fans like being told that. I mean, I think that they accept it, but they don't want to hear it.
I know,
Well,
right?
Well, the thing is, well, it's just that. It's just like you're not telling them something that they don't already know. That's the thing. It's just like you're not. The thing is, by doing that, you're just kind of, it's obviously it's fake. I mean, nobody needs to be told that rustling is fake. It's been obvious for it's been obvious for 30 years. At this point, right?
Yeah.
It's like nobody needs to be told that anymore. I mean. So just bringing it up and saying it like that, the reason why I think it offends wrestling fans and wrestlers so much is because of the fact that, okay, we already know that it's fake in the sense that it's scripted, but there's nothing fake about the damage that we incur on our bodies. You know what I mean? And there's nothing fake about what we're willing to do to entertain this, this audience.
Yeah.
So that's where they take that's where wrestlers get offended by that. I mean, it's just like it's not so much as the obviousness of of the fact that it's predetermined. It's more the other things. It's more the fact the other things that they're sacrificing in order to entertain people. You know what I mean? The fact that they'll be 200-300 days away from their families if they have families. The fact that they're literally putting their bodies on the line just to entertain people. You know what I mean? So,
I mean, I get that. Like, I do, right? Here's the thing, though. It's like you said, she says that she's a fan of wrestling. She knows this is a thing. I mean, even if you want to say, well, it's fake and they can be, quote unquote safe. I mean, it's like saying that I know it's not the same thing, but it's like saying, a stunt double wouldn't be injured because, well, it's not really real what they're doing. I mean, but it is. It's choreographed, it's acting, but they're putting their body at risk when they do these stunts. It's the same thing for a pro wrestler. They are putting their body at risk when they go and do stunts, when they do these fake fights. Now, I have the full quote from her. I want to read this. Because this is the part where she goes ahead and calls the fans ungrateful. That's the thing I just don't get. But here, let me read it out, because I'm trying to justify it and not be a total dick towards this woman, because I mean, Ronda Rousey, she's entertaining. She is. But at the same time, you gotta hold some of these assholes accountable when they go and say stupid shit like this. So it's just like, what am I doing it for? I'm not being able to spend my time and energy on my family, but instead spending my time and my energy on a bunch of fucking ungrateful fans that don't even appreciate me. I love performing. I love the girls. I love being out there. But at the end of the day, I was just like, fuck these fans, dude. My family loves me, and they appreciate me, and I want all my energy to go into them. So that was my decision at the end of the day. It's like, hey girls, love what you're doing. I'm going to try and take all my momentum and push you guys as far as I can. Fly little birds fly, I'm going fucking home, and that was basically it. I mean, again, had she have said all of that, but managed to avoid saying, if she had just said, I'm spending all my time and energy on fans I don't know, people I don't know, right? Instead, she's calling them fucking ungrateful fans and saying, fuck these fans. You think that they don't appreciate your performance? Do they think that they don't? I mean, if you didn't have a fan base of people that liked you, I'm sure that people wouldn't be interested in watching you pro wrestling as much as they are, or were, to put it bluntly. But if you're going to turn around and like insult your fans, because Ronda Rousey comes from outside of the pro wrestling, right? She brought people into this that were originally fans of hers, right? That wanted to continue to see her, quote unquote, perform, right? She goes ahead and turns around and says, fuck those people. Like, wow. Oh boy. You know where she should be great at? Marvel Comics. They should give her, they should let her write She-Hulk.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. She, that to me is kind of a little bit of carryover from how she left MMA a little bit. She's got a chip on her shoulder, and the thing is, she talks about it when if you look at the secondary article that I sent you, she talked about she talks about there's something there that she talks about where hold on, let me see if I can bring it up here real quick. This is the
I have the other article that you sent me.
If you read it, if you want to read her statement.
Well, this is Nia Jax threatens to harm Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, well, if you go down to what Ronda said, because Ronda put out a statement in a tweet. She said, it says, anyone who is outraged by me calling pro wrestling fake fights for fun has never been in a real fight, which is, that's a real stupid, ignorant comment to make, because she's not the first MMA fighter to transition over into professional wrestling. Ken Shamrock, Dan Severn, back during the Attitude Era. More recently, Matt Riddle, who was an MMA fighter prior to being a professional wrestler. And there is guys that were legitimate competitors in other sports outside of just wrestling. Mark Murrow was a legitimate Golden Gloves winner. Roddy Piper was a Golden Gloves winner. Was a guy who the guy who she got her namesake from. Was a boxer. Maybe not on the pro level, but still, this is a guy that fought in another type of sport. And for her to say that, it's
okay. So Sushi is saying that, and I don't know if this is directed at Ronda Rousey. So Sushi, if you're in the chat, you can clarify this. But he's saying that she refused to become a heel, and as I understand it, the heel is the villain in wrestling, the bad guy, right? The one who stokes up the crowd.
See, but the thing is, I don't know what the deal was of her wanting to become a heel or face. Here's the thing, though. The fans decide who they want to cheer for. They decide it as soon as they buy those tickets. You know what I mean? They have the right to boo or cheer whoever they want. But the thing is, in wrestling, there's a saying. It's just like, as long as you're getting a reaction out of somebody, that's good. Whether it's them booing or cheering, because they're either paying to see you win or they're paying to see you lose. And it's the same in any combat sport, really. They're either paying to watch you win or they're paying to watch you lose because they want to see you get your comeuppance. The worst thing that could happen is that nobody cares. Because if nobody cares, you're not going to draw any money or any interest.
True.
So the thing is, as a wrestling fan, that's why I think a lot of what she says lacks self-awareness for somebody who claims to be a longtime wrestling fan. You know what I mean? Because it's not like that as a fan. As a fan, your emotional investment in a wrestler changes. Depending on what they do, right? So
and again, this is not us, slamming her as a bad fighter or even as a bad wrestler.
No,
it's just she comes across as like a diva, kind of. Like
she is. She's got a frail ego. That's the thing. It's just like we saw those instances of her back even when she was fighting, when she refused to shake Miesha Tate's hand after beating Miesha Tate for the second time. You know what I mean? Just being unsportsmanlike. When she would say some of the things that she said, that were, people thought she was just hyping up fights, but when you looking back on it, in hindsight, she probably really thought those things. She had a huge ego, and the thing is, it came all crashing down when she got knocked unconscious by Holly Holm.
Yeah, that's true. And that's the thing is, like I said, she's not a bad. She was not a bad MMA fighter, but she got knocked on her ass. She just lost to a better one that night. You know what I mean? And that happens. That's the nature of the game. The fight game looks. I said it in a recent video. I said somebody out there has your number. You know what I mean? And if you stay in the fight game long enough, you're eventually gonna fight that person. Yeah. That's true. But the thing is, people. There's not a nice way of saying this, but people do not like to lose, right? Not to tie back into the Tonka thing, but when I was asking you, do you think he regrets it? Some people don't want to take a punch to the face. Some people don't want to be put on their ass in a fight, and when you're in that career, right, as an MMA fighter, you kind of got to understand you ain't gonna win them all. And with Ronda Rousey, it seems like she lost pretty hard, and became a little diva over it, which is unfortunate. But
well, she never accepted it. That's the thing. She never accepted it. I mean, maybe on the surface, you know, to people she seemingly did, but she honestly, she could never accept the fact, you know what I mean? And it just, and the other thing too is, look, truthfully, when she lost, you know, I mean, people did kind of turn on her. They looked at it as kind of a comeuppance, and you know, for her, because of all the things that she had said prior to. And you know, what's that saying? And there's a scene in Spider-Man 2 where the Green Goblin tells Spider-Man, "There's nothing more than people like than watching their heroes fall." You know what I mean? And there's a degree of truth to that in some instances. In her case, she kind of, again, that's all stuff that she had, you know, that's she basically what's the word I'm looking for here? She basically, that her demise is something that she built up herself to a degree by you know, pumping herself up. I mean, sometimes fighters have to do that to get into these fights.
I just have to point out that if people don't understand, this is why the Sam Raimi trilogy is amazing. It's because it taught us such valuable lessons that can be applied to everyday circumstances such as this.
There you go. Yeah, and that's well, I'm just saying, and you know, she built all that up. I mean, and the problem too also is that the people around her built her up so much and made her think that she was, you know, that she was more than what she actually was. And it's not to say that doesn't diminish any of what she did or what she accomplished. You know, she was good at a time when, you know, other females in that division weren't that good. But the thing is, the game catches up to everyone. It just does. You know, it evolves. And you know, she ran against two fighters that. She ran into two fighters, I should say, that knew what her weakness was and exploited it.
I mean, if you fight enough times, people are going to study your movements. People are going to
figure out.
Yeah,
they're going to figure out. The more you fight, the more tell signs there are for people to take advantage of, to see holes in the game. It happens. There's somebody that does finally figure it out, and there you go. I mean, look, we saw it with Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder. After their first fight, Tyson Fury said it, and nobody believed him. He said, you know what? I had an epiphany in that 12th round when he knocked me down. You know, when he knocked me down, I realized, you know what? This guy can't fight backing up. So if I pressure him, I could beat him. And that's exactly what he did in their rematch. And he finished him, you know, because of it.
I mean, that's the thing. A fight isn't all about, you know, being the strongest. It's not even about being the fastest or even being the most skilled. Sometimes it is about knowing your opponent and taking advantage of their weaknesses. You can make up a lot of ground if you know what they are going to do, if you know where to strike, if you know, like you just pointed out, if you can see the flaw in them and you can exploit that flaw, you will win the fight, even if you're not the strongest person there. I mean, I don't think that she understood or took that very well, and I don't think Ronda Rousey is the sort of person who's going to study her opponent in great length and detail the way that, you know, her opponents are going to study her, because she's Ronda Rousey. She's the big name there. Now, we got to move on to the next point because we're already an hour in. I don't want to keep anyone too long on Easter, because we're talking about women just doing terrible things. Forehead Shan, Ronda Rousey saying "fuck the fans." I figured Ezra Miller was perfect for this category. Have you seen the images of this dude in like full on makeup? And
yeah, he's a weird dude. He's a weird dude.
He's also a terrible Barry Allen.
Yeah. He's already a strange guy, and he's a guy that I think has purported himself at times to be an ally. Am I mistaken? I'm pretty sure on more than one occasion he has said stuff, right? About being an ally.
Well, I mean, if he's in Hollywood and he's wearing makeup all the time, then yes, he was someone who would claim himself to be an ally because, and again, not to slam people who really do get behind these movements and they really do believe them. But, you know, when it comes to people in Hollywood, they do it for their own brand. They don't really actually care about any of this shit. It's mostly about benefiting themselves by riding off the backs of other of movements and things like that. You know, kind of like I hate to say it, I really do, but you know, like the Fantasy Soft Entertainment stuff, building up their company, building up their GoFundMe's by riding off the back of that whole I Stand With Vic movement. You know, we saw that happen in real time. You know, you see a lot of times with people in Hollywood, they will attach themselves up with, like, Me Too, right? Like, what could be more hypocritical than Hollywood, the birthplace of fucking Me Too accusations, going around and all of a sudden these people are like, I support the women's and I believe that all women should be believed, and also I have Harvey Weinstein on speed dial.
Yeah.
I mean, look, it's when it comes to Ezra Miller, I don't know this guy well enough to make that accusation definitively. You might even say I am making that claim without evidence, but you know, like, come on, at a certain point, you look at this dude, and you know he gets drunk, or I thought he was drugged out, right? And
well,
he force chokes a fangirl and tosses her to the floor, and by force chokes, I mean he wrapped his hand around her neck and threw her to the floor and had to be pulled off of her. So,
Ezra Miller he's like I said, weird guy, likes to dress up in very androgynous or just straight up just female clothing and stuff like that. But he himself, from my understanding of him, he's pretty much bi, but he identifies as queer.
What does that even mean?
I don't know. That's just, but those are his preferences, which is fine. I mean, you know, you do you, homie. You know, that's fine. You know, do what you want. But he's one of these people, of course, that is, you know, I guess whatever possible. And I don't know the specifics. I know that I've seen stuff, you know, clips of interviews with him where he talks about, you know, misogyny and things like that, and talks and at least seemingly, you know, has spoken about being an ally of women and stuff like that. And it's you know, it's always the people that you know, try to witness to people or proselytize about these things they always end up being the biggest hypocrites, are the ones that are the worst offenders of it. And I'm not saying, look, what he did to that woman, I mean, when you look at the clip, you want to give the guy the benefit of the doubt. Is there more context? But it's just like, why do you need to handle it like that? Why didn't you just walk away? I mean, you're an actor. You're a person that's known, that obviously, you know, you're in a public setting where people will probably take pictures or video. Yeah, maybe he might have been 3 sheets to the wind, but it's like, bro, if you can't handle your liquor out in public, maybe you should roll with an entourage to keep you out of trouble. I mean, that sucks to say that a grown man would need to have babysitters with him just to make sure he doesn't get into trouble. But if that's what it takes, I mean, at least, you know, take that precaution. Why would you just because somebody was obviously, and that person was probably drunk too, probably had a couple drinks too and was messing around. You know, some people, they don't know what boundaries they're crossing because they don't know what's inside your head. And it's just like, okay, you might have gotten annoyed because apparently prior to that video, what was happening in the video, he was like showing off his scars of fights that he had been in. And it's just like, you know, according to eyewitness accounts, he was showing off scars and stuff, and it's just like, all right, tough guy.
Well,
you know,
and you know, the thing is, just to be clear, he has not been charged or anything like that with committing a crime. But I sit there and I go like, yeah, this guy's got a lot of money. I'm pretty sure that somebody showed up and offered a lot of money to sign an NDA.
Yeah, like, hey, listen, don't press charges, and we'll give you a little something, something. Just sign this, and that you're not going to pursue any kind of legal action, probably.
Don't talk about it on social media, which would explain why the Reddit posts were deleted.
Yeah, exactly, and nothing else has come up about it. So it's just like, it's going to be one of those situations. Yeah, probably is going to be swept under the rug. And maybe, who knows, maybe even in time people will forget about it. I mean, eventually people do. But it's just, it's just always interesting to see that people that always seem to speak out against stuff like this are usually the biggest perpetrators of it.
Well, so here's the thing, right? There's this rumor going around. We saw from Bounding into Comics, there is a petition that has been launched to have him removed as the Flash, and remove him from Fantastic Beasts. Although I have no clue who even plays in that movie. But also, Warner Bros. Reportedly considering replacing Ezra Miller as the Flash. And the thing is, I'm all for forgiveness. I am. Like, if you make a mistake, you should not lose your career, right? I don't think that that's healthy. I don't think that does anything for anyone. I don't think it encourages people to change if you take their career away from them. But at the same time, like, it's one of those things where what is the right punishment here? The dude's got enough money where he can commit assault, right? Allegedly. But he can do that. He can have someone sign an NDA. He can completely avoid punishment. I mean, and he's clearly not going to own up to what he did. So maybe that's the right thing. Maybe the right thing is to have him removed from his film. Now, my understanding, just to relate this to another actress, Amber Heard, right?
Yeah.
I remember last year, people were trying to get her removed from Aquaman 2. They wanted her gone as soon as it came out that she had been lying about Johnny Depp. And I think even to this day, have they even removed her, or are they just like talking about removing like a lot of scenes from the movie involving her?
I thought she was fired. I thought I heard she got fired.
I had heard like a drastically reduced role, but maybe now she's been actually taken off of the project entirely.
I heard she got fired. I heard it somewhere. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, I don't know about what's going on with her.
But how long did that take? Because this stuff with Johnny Depp came out
for a couple years now. Yeah.
But it came out like 6 or 7 months ago that she had been lying about him.
Yeah, that she had been lying. But remember, in the last couple years, it was, Johnny Depp is the one that was pretty much under the microscope over everything and was being scrutinized and, and lost some gigs over the allegations.
He lost Pirates of the Caribbean over the allegations.
Yeah, but he was quiet about everything. He hadn't, at that point, really said much, if at all, publicly. I mean, I think he was basically in, just kind of letting his legal team handle stuff. So, it wasn't until the last couple months where, the Amber Heard stuff, the proof really of, I mean, because there had been, I think prior to that, there had been speculation on her part and everything, but the proof and stuff is what really started rolling out within the last couple months. The recordings and things like that. The video of the deposition, some of the documentation, things like that.
Yeah, I mean, look, my main point there would be, it is so hard to get some of these actors based on identity. Johnny Depp, right? He gets accused, and he lost Pirates quick, right? That didn't take years for him to be removed. That didn't take.
Yeah, it was months. Immediate.
Yeah. It was fast. Then you look at Amber Heard, and they were resistant. Like, there were petitions getting, I think the petition to have her removed originally had like 100,000 signers. nobody wants to touch it, right? Nobody wants to move Amber Heard. And this stuff that we found out, like the medical records of her cutting off Johnny Depp's finger, like this months ago, right? And if she got fired, it was recent, you know? But we've known that she is an abuser for a long time. Like, we've confirmed that she's been an abuser for a long time. And, you know, she's still feigning ignorance, all that. She's still claiming to be the victim. Ezra Miller, he identifies as queer, as you said. You think anyone in Hollywood wants to remove the queer actor? Right? I remember everyone got upset because you know, Orange Man's so bad. He had made this statement: I could walk down Lincoln Avenue or something, I could shoot somebody, and they would still cheer for me, right?
Yeah, I think he said like Fifth Avenue or something.
Yeah,
You shoot somebody. And well, you know, yeah, I mean, it's probably true.
I mean, no, but it is, right? But my thing is, you know, Amber Heard is a spousal abuser, chops off her husband's finger, apparently took an actual shit in his bed and left it for him, and divorces him.
Happy Easter.
Like, yeah, happy Easter. and divorces him within days of his mom dying. And there are still people cheering for this bitch. So, I mean, like, yeah. I always looked at that comment, I said, yeah, because you're famous, there are going to be people who excuse literally anything that you do. And you can see that with this Amber Heard and Johnny Depp thing. People are going to excuse anything that woman does.
And I'm sure to a degree it'll happen with Ezra Miller too, because he's in somewhat of that same situation.
He's
of being
an ally
in a protected, being more of in a protected class and having the right, the right way of thinking, at least according to the people that he would associate with. So I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, it gets. It's something that you know, just goes away relatively soon. I mean, there should be consequences to actions, obviously, because you know, especially if you think about it, you know, having him portray a hero that's supposed to be a role model, probably not be in Warner Brothers' best interest to put him in a movie where he portrays a superhero. But you know.
I mean, Warner Brothers is great at having a substantially massive lack of self-awareness, so wouldn't surprise me. Sorry to interrupt you, but we're getting really late into the stream. We normally go for an hour, and I got to be frank with you guys. It is 4:20 in like 4 minutes here, so we should probably be wrapping up for all our viewers, so they can also get as high as Ezra Miller.
Well, then you should cover the thing I sent you. Cover that. I put it in the meeting room. Cover and then wrap up.
Oh, the stimulus money.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I got to show you guys this because I do think it's funny. This is from Nicholas Diorio on Twitter. I thought you were just sending that to me because, you know, it's hilarious. It really is.
It is hilarious, but cover it anyway.
At Nicholas_Diorio on Twitter. He is the co-host of Tommy C's
Shot from the Point.
Yes. The #1 drama channel on YouTube. Anyways, LOL, I just found out that I'm not eligible for the corona stimulus money. This country is so shit. At Real Donald Trump, where's my fucking money? Pay what you owe. Yeah, I'm sure you are gonna share. You're gonna starve, bro. LMAO. There was so much stupid shit I was planning to waste this money on. I'm tight. Look, man. How's this? Why don't you qualify? Did you make more than 99,000 last year? Keep in mind, I know nothing about taxes. In 2019, I was a full-time student making very little money. I was claimed as a dependent from my parents on my taxes. I filed my own taxes out, though, but apparently that means I don't qualify for the 1,200 or the 500. Yeah, if you were claimed as a dependent by somebody, you ain't getting a fucking dime. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry. It's your own damn fault, buddy.
I got bad news from my coworker. Shit.
Oh, are they claimed as defended by somebody?
Yeah, he's toast.
Aw.
He's gonna be so upset.
Feels bad, man. Feels bad. But
No, Nick is hilarious. Nick is hilarious.
It is.
He added Donald Trump.
I
Like, where's
love
my
that.
money?
I gotta like and retweet him. We gotta boost this. Boost this, everybody. Go to Twitter right now and boost his signal.
Yeah.
Oh man,
If Donald Trump gives him some money, I swear to God. Like, I don't even know.
that would fucking make me die laugh. Dude, the one thing I do love is all of the trending hashtags. It's like on a daily basis, you basically see some sort of thing about people whining about Trump. My favorite was Trump burial pits. I did a whole video on this. Presidential disaster, blood on his hands, Hannity, and then LGBTQ son gay. I think that one's fun. Save the USPS. I don't actually care to save the U.S. Postal Service. Fuck the U.S. Postal Service. Sorry. But this is trending! Zack Snyder's Justice League. This is awesome. Have you guys, before we close out, have you guys heard about this?
No, hadn't.
Okay, so there have been people who have been trying their very hardest to get the Zack Snyder release of Justice League out there. Because they think, because they think it's if they just had that, guys, if they just had the Snyder cut, that it would have fixed everything wrong with the DCEU. And I'm like, are you fucking high? Did you not watch Batman vs Superman and the mommy issues in Batman vs Superman? Yeah. Like, come on! Nothing is going to fix the DCEU other than an atomic bomb being dropped on the DCEU.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, it's coming
it's
though.
not gonna make a difference.
It's coming. The real Justice League film by Zack Snyder, guys. It's coming. It's out there, guys.
It exists.
The difference between these two images is appalling. We need justice for Zack Snyder. I mean,
these were shitty movies. The Justice League was a shitty movie. Like, it was bad. I didn't like anything in it. I thought it was like not even insulting. It's just a waste of time.
It was It was insulting. It was because you're doing a modern take of Batman, right? But at the same time, then you have Batman show up in his car with Gatling guns, mowing people down. Like, what are we doing? Like,
well, like, what is it? Ezra Miller. I didn't like his portrayal of Flash. I didn't like the Flash in this universe.
Yeah, I didn't care for him. Yeah.
No.
It was like, the Flash is one of the most interesting characters. He got beat up by Superman like nothing. Superman shows up and everyone just couldn't do anything. Superman took care of the problem. Like, easily.
Well, I mean, there's way too much focus on Superman, and like a lot of people who go into like Man of Steel, which is Zack Snyder, and even Batman versus Superman, they portray him as like a Christ-like figure. And we've tied it into Easter, everybody. We managed to tie this all together. But Zack Snyder, I don't think he understands superheroes at all. I think go ahead.
Oh no, go.
I don't think he really understands superheroes at all. And I really don't think he understands these characters. I get it. There's so many people who complain and say, well, Superman, he's really hard to write for. Like, obviously not. If Superman was this terribly bland, awful character, he wouldn't exist to this day in comic books and be one of DC's most popular character. It's not about him being the strongest person to ever exist, ever. It is that struggle with basically being a god among humans, but trying to be a symbol for people, while at the same time he is a human being. He is not this godlike being first. He is a person from a small town in Kansas. There's a lot of interesting stories you can tell there where he is trying to basically be a good person, and use his abilities to the best that he can to benefit other people.
Yeah. Well, if you look at the old Superman movies, even the ones that people don't like as much which would be 3 and 4.
Yeah.
Probably the least popular Superman movies. But even up until 3, every single time that he defeated, the villain in those movies is because he outsmarted them. It had nothing at all to do with any of his powers or physical traits. He outsmarted them. He outsmarted Zod in the second movie, and he outsmarted Lex Luthor in the first movie.
And you have a compelling villain like
also
Lex
a little bit of
Luthor.
luck.
Well, yeah, but you have a very compelling villain in Lex Luthor, an incredibly compelling villain, and you're telling me that you cannot create a good storyline based around the dichotomy between Lex Luthor, who is a human being and one of the most inhumane people on the planet, and Superman, who is an alien but is more human than most people on the planet. You tell me you couldn't tell a decent storyline that is character focused off of that because, Superman's an alien from Krypton, he's bulletproof, and that makes it too hard to tell a story because that's totally unrelatable. Like, I mean, I like Spider-Man. I love Spider-Man. But it's a little unrelatable that the man was bitten by a radioactive spider and can shoot webs. I love Batman. It's a little unrelatable that he's a billionaire and he's also a super genius who has ninja training and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You could make that excuse for every single superhero that exists. I mean, Wonder Woman was an amazing film, right? But a part of that was that Zack Snyder really wasn't involved in Wonder Woman. The problem right? It was Patty Jenkins. And it was her. Like, let's be honest. Zack Snyder is like poison. And I'm not saying that, the Justice League film that they put out with Joss Whedon was a better film than Zack Snyder's cut would have been. No. Look, that could have made it worse, right? What I'm saying is the idea that the Zack Snyder cut is somehow this, like, fucking godsend to fucking comic book films. You are high def and fucking dumb. And I know it's Easter, but, like, come on, show some self-respect for whichever deity we're praising on Easter, and stop with this fucking bullshit of the Zack Snyder cut is what we need. We need the Zack Snyder cut. I don't give a shit about the Zack Snyder cut. I want nothing to do with Zack Snyder in a fucking comic book film ever again till the day I die. I never want to see Zack Snyder touch a comic book film because he doesn't like superheroes. He literally calls them boring.
In the spirit of Easter, I don't even know where. So, like, just whatever. I don't know. Fuck it.
I went off on a rant there.
Yeah.
Tell us how you really feel.
I hate everything to do with Zack Snyder. I absolutely fucking cannot stand that there are still people to this day being fucking Zack Snyder stans all over Twitter, fucking going on about the greatness of fucking Zack Snyder, a man whose favorite thing about the superheroes was how good they looked in their costumes. Like, fuck off. 6 Ways to Sunday, fuck off. I'm done now. You guys, say yeah.
That's it. Good. I think you put the exclamation point on it.
I think if this stream gets taken down for anything, it will not be us making fun of Forehead Chan. It will be for that entire rant on Zack Snyder.
I'm just saying, there's like nothing wrong with the Bat brand, so.
Fuck you! There's nothing wrong with the Bat brand. Batman doesn't brand his fucking... He has victims. He doesn't have criminals. He has victims that he brands. I die. Even in jest, sir, you go too far.
Are we still, like... Alright, whatever.
Yeah, we're still streaming. Alright, guys, we gotta go. I've kept everyone here too long. Aura is deathly ill. Fortunately... Deathly ill? Oh, Aura is suffering from a minor cough and chest congestions, and we expect him to make a full recovery. He is a valued member of the Crow Judgement team, and it's etc. Yes, he has not worked long enough in order to qualify for unemployment insurance, health benefits, and certainly not anything to do with life insurance. Okay, guys, thank you so much for tuning in.
No, thank the chat. Thank the chat. Thank the chat properly. Thank the chat.
What do you think I'm doing right now?
Parrot Head. Thank Parrot Head. Thank Lady Tanya, Kayla, Sushi, Deep Humor. Keep going down the line. Do the thing.
What do you think I was gonna do?
Do it better. Do it better.
God damn it. All right. Thank you so much, Deep Humor, Parrot Head, Devil Hunter, Nero, Gothic Sushi, Lady Titania Games, Sakura Shimabukuro, Kamen Rider 64, Kayla May, Two Guys and a Puppet, Sky Hime, Mr. Fritz 94. I think I got everybody. Oh, we got a new viewer that we didn't see earlier. 224 Vic, thank you so much for everybody. Mark Diaz, thank you for tuning in to the Crow Judgment. Yeah, boy Gandhi, thank you. Raw Set, thank you so much for tuning into the Easter stream. We really do appreciate it. Again, if you can, subscribe to the channel. Check out the videos that we'll be having coming out. Other than Sundays when we do our streams, we have 2 videos. One in the morning, one at night, right around 9 to 10 o'clock a.m. and p.m. On Eastern Standard Time. And of course, please do us all a favor, Toy Bounty Hunters. The channel link is in the description. Aura, on a scale of 1 to 10, how'd I do?
You did good. You did like 7. You did a 7.
All right, I'll take it. All right, guys, if you want to go ahead and say goodbye now.
Adios. Take care. Happy Easter, everybody.
Happy Easter. Y'all have a good one.
Happy Easter giving. Thank you.